boy, oh boy. The boys and I have made a ton of chicken tacos and they've all been good, but there's one we have yet to make, the fried chicken taco. And wait till you see what we do to it. We're gonna give it a special dipping sauce because it'll be so much better. Seriously, it's gonna be a buttermilk gravy. Imagine, that's better than a dipping sauce. A gravy's levels above. So why is it so bright here today? By the way, San Diego is on the edge of disaster. We're all gonna be washed out to sea in a couple hours. This Hurricane Hillary is on its way. So here's the plan. We'd like to start by getting the chicken in our little buttermilk bath. The longer it sits in it, the better it gets. We don't have a whole lot of time, but we'll start with that. We'll make a little slaw. We'll get the little gravy thing happening. Then we get the chicken in a little dredge, the buttermilk, the fryer, the tacos, the eating, and fat boy heaven. We begin with buttermilk, and in it goes. There's just the extra tang of the buttermilk that just makes the whole thing better, but it also helps break down the chicken, make it a little bit more tender. So buttermilk goes in, some hot sauce, and I'm using Cholula because I love it, and one other thing, some pickle juice. These pickles, by the way, which will also be going into the taco, we made by our own hands. And now, these, that's a pickle. Oh, damn. But at this point, I'm only using this for a little juice. Like that. This we can mix, set off to the side, and we'll cut some chicken. This are chicken thighs.
This are chicken thighs.
This
is
chicken thighs.
These are chicken
These
thighs.
are chicken
Thighs. I could have used tenders. That would have been the obvious move for a taco. But no, chicken thighs are better. They're just better. So we'll just cut a couple of these guys up. So if you make, you know, random pieces and put them into the buttermilk, then you put one piece in, two pieces in, it doesn't really matter. Put it down, stick it in the fridge, put it off to the side. Now we'll deal with some slaw. That is a little bowl with some, what kind of slaw is this, Chance?
Broccoli slaw.
Attaboy. Max, would you have guessed it?
Yes.
Okay, good. And I'm using broccoli slaw because I want it to stand up better when the nonsense gets dunked into the gravy.
That's what she said.
It's, no, fucking say that. So, only a couple things. A little bit of mayo, really, because that's all I have in this container. There we go. I'm gonna give it a tiny garlic powder. I can't speak today. I'm gonna give it a tiny bit of garlic powder. A little smoked paprika. This will be coming back, as will the garlic powder in a minute. Like to use the same things. And then for a slaw, I like a lot of pepper, so a few really good cranks. And now we just give this a little mix. Perfect. Off to the side, we'll keep this cold. Next up, we make our gravy. And we begin by starting to melt a 1/4 cup of butter. Oh, whoa, too hot, too hot. Too hot, come on, man. Come on, man. And when the butter melts,
And when the butter melts,
we add a 1/4 cup of flour, regular, everyday, all-purpose, and whisk. And just like whenever we make a roux like this, butter and flour, or some fat and flour, we want to let it cook away for about a minute or so. We don't want to burn it, we just want to get rid of that raw flour flavor. And by the way, the longer you cook it, the more color the butter gets and the darker your roux becomes. But we're kind of looking for a basic beigey white kind of gravy, so nothing crazy. And after said minute, we'll slowly start adding 2 cups of buttermilk. We're staying on theme with the buttermilk. And again, the buttermilk's gonna add tang. Could be regular milk, but I like the little tang it's gonna bring. Let it start to simmer a little bit, bubble a little bit. Now we can add a couple things. First, a little of our BFF right out of the package. Just like that. Best fucking flavor. Another little shot of Cholula. And for some more tang, a little Worcestershire. And we'll mix. It's perfect. You know what it needs? A little taste. You know what? A little bit more Worcestershire, tiny bit more hot sauce. And I meant to give it some garlic powder and forgot. That's why you taste things. There we go. Some pepper, because I want to see that. That's better. Now it looks like something. This goes off to the side. We dredge up and we start cooking. Our dredge begins with a bowl and some regular flour, all-purpose flour. We add all-purpose flour, we add cornstarch, about 1/3 as much cornstarch. We're also gonna add some onion powder. What was that, a teaspoon? About the same of smoked paprika, about the same of garlic powder, and about the same of BFF, which looks like more because I want about a teaspoon of the salt and about the teaspoon of the pepper.
What are you compensating for?
Your small penis. And this we'll mix. All right, if you want to stay there, gentlemen, watch what we can do. We get our chicken that's in the buttermilk brine. We get something to put it on, and we're gonna go like this. But before we take from here and dip in here, we want to take some of this and add it to the flour cornstarch mess. This is how craggy rocks, craggy edges, craggy pieces of chicken come to life in a nice way. We just put a few spoonfuls here and just give it a little mix. And you can see how it's starting to look, like there's little pieces in there. Well, that's all gonna help us. Great stuff. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a piece of chicken from here, knock off the excess, into this, to our dredge, and coat it super well.
You're employing the both hands are fucked method.
Both hands are fucking a mess. That's exactly what I'm doing. And you want to coat well, and then throw them on there and continue until you've got as much as you want. There we go. Chicken's done. You clean my hands, get rid of these bowls. We're frying. And when your oil's hot, we're at about 370, and your chicken's been dredged up, in you go. Let's go one at a time. Don't put them right beside each other because you don't want them to stick to one another, and they're gonna do that, little bastards. Great stuff. Okay, just got 2 more of these guys to go in. And we're off to the races. All right, we're probably looking at 5-6 minutes. We're gonna pull them when they're about 175 degrees. Everybody's happy, cooking away. Carry on, carry on. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's check one. Nope, 174. These are all in the almost the 160s. Okay, 2 minutes and we're there. And we're there. Beautiful. All right, let them drip a little bit. Boys, go to the front. We're happening. All right, I got an idea before we warm our tortillas. Japanese mayonnaise, Cholula, mix, brush. When you got it on, face down on the flat top. Like that. Love that sound. All right, let it sizzle, let it bubble, let it get a little color. Then we're gonna flip it, do the backside, then we build. Beautiful. That's what you're gonna see. And, oh, do you know just the extra that that's gonna give this taco? Dang. And look how pretty that is. And we build right in the center. It smells so good. Just wait, just you wait. Okay, first up, some of our broccoli slaw. Then a couple slices of dill pickle, because you know how insanely delicious that will be. Then a couple pieces of our chicken. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your, I was gonna say basic fried chicken taco, but it ain't so basic. Remember this? How could you forget that? It's glorious. So here's what we do. We try and pick up our taco. Damn. Try and line it up so it's gonna be perfect. Oh, can you hear this by my mic? Okay, now what you do is you get some of your buttermilk gravy. Oh, goodness gracious. And you do that. And then you do this. Should be obvious, but here we go. What do we think? I'll let you know what I think. It's the tang from the buttermilk that makes everything better. I'm not kidding. Super crispy. That little buttermilk addition to the flour and the cornstarch, adding that little bit of buttermilk and stirring it into the flour and the cornstarch is key. So you get pieces that look like this. Super effing craggy. Beautiful. But the taste of the whole thing. The coleslaw stands up underneath. Oh my God. All right, I gotta go. I can't stand here and eat this thing on camera because these guys have to eat something. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate that you stayed to the end of the video. If you haven't watched our honeymoon teriyaki burger, go watch it. It was a recent episode. All the revenue from that video we're donating to the World Central Kitchen. That's Jose Andres' organization that takes care of people on the ground in terrible situations. There's also a donate button if you'd like to give a couple bucks of your own. If you can't, just know that by watching the video, you're helping to raise money for this fund. Boy, oh boy.